For me, my answer also, but actually, I'm not there.
Alright, so we talked about the development of a child. The 4 domains that a child is supposed to develop: emotionally, socially, cognitively. So, we'll quickly go through the ways when we talk about physical development. What is it? We talked about it. But we might talk about. Alright, so infants birth to 2 years. During this period, now we are going to talk about cognitive development within that stage. We talk about emotional development within that stage. We will also talk about physical development in that stage. So, birth to 2 years, what are the physical developments that take place? In this instance, you see that a child is developed rapidly. So during this time, the child is developed very rapidly, and again, their senses to learn to interact with the environment around them, and their bodies grow stronger and mature. For starters, you find a baby that just lies still, but then eventually they start moving their limbs around. And they also learn to achieve large physical tasks like crawling, walking, even sitting down. This is the physical development within birth to 2 years. So you see that at 2 years, some babies are able to walk, others they are steady, but at 2 years they can't walk backwards. And again, they continue to grow physically, and the development follows the pattern that starts with holding up the head. There's no way a child will be able to sit down before they start holding up the head. So the development that happens is it happens in steps. One may be led to walk, but even if they are led to walk, they will still have to learn to hold their head. When you carry a baby, you see that the head goes in all directions because that bone is not mature yet. But the moment it's okay, then you will start lifting its head. You lie it down on the bed, you will be able to lift the head up like that. And then they will start to roll over. It's a developmental stage. Not every child is able to do that. You make it lie on its back, when you go back, you find it's just an hour. It's learning to roll over. And then it will sit, then it will crawl, it will stand, and eventually it will start walking. There are others that will crawl, others that will sit and crawl, and then they will start walking. There are others that jump steps, but they are not a lot. So lifting of the head and pushing on the hand develop during the first 2 to 3 months of the baby's life. So the child is born, is not able to lift its hair, but 2 to 3 months later they will be able to do that. Rolling over occurs 4 to 6 months. So this is now the time people go like, what happens when we get a day after? But what was happening? In the first days, I'm not going to never again. I got to go back to the but this time around, because they are now able to roll over, you can't place them any place higher where they are not secure. And flooring occurs 7 to 10 months. Sometimes after 10, depends on the gene, depends on in what family this one is. But sometimes it also depends on the environment as well as are they attacked by diseases. Sometimes you find a child is able to grow, but they were sick and they can't do that anymore until after some time. So, just after a baby has a little control over his neck and muscles, this happens soon after birth. So, you will discover that there are times you want to give the baby something, they see it, their hand is coming, but as the hand is coming, it's going in the other direction. It's not that they don't want to grasp what you're giving them, but it's because they do not have control over their muscles. They see the object, they want to get it, but the direction to which the hand goes is not yet coordinated. That's another development that is supposed to happen. So before any other physical skills can be mastered, he must learn to lift and hold up his hair. Arm and leg development often comes naturally to a baby as he stretches and pushes with his limbs. Fine motor skills are just as important as the large muscle development as babies go through. Infants often can first grasp a toy at around 4 to 5 months. So you will discover that a little baby, you give it a toy, they won't be able to close it in their hand. But eventually, when they get hold of it, they hold on to it. It's difficult for them to open up their fingers. It's not because they want to hold on to it, but they don't know what is it that I'm supposed to do for this toy to go. And then later in life, you will discover that the same baby is going to hold a toy to drop it. You pick it up, you give it to them, they will hold it again and drop it. What is happening? They have mastered the art of opening and closing. So for them, it's fun. And the parent keeps on picking and giving it to the baby, thinking maybe the baby has dropped it. But the baby is playing because they are now able to do that. Between 9 and 12 months, the fetal grasp develops. This is now the ability to do this. Picking something like between a thumb and a big forefinger. It's not easy. Kids, babies do not do this. But when they are about 9 to 12 months, they are able to do that. Not every baby like 6 months or 7 months, even when they are able to grasp something, they can't do that. Ability to hold something between his first 2 fingers instead of just his whole hand. You agree with me that I'm not intelligent. You give them your thumb, they will grasp it, the whole. But then eventually they will get to the point where they will be able to just that. So in the second year, toddlers continue to become more mobile and more agile. At 15 months, they begin to climb stairs, chairs, furniture, and they will not yet be able to get back down once they reach the top. So getting up is easier, but getting down is not easy. This is now around 15 months. They are all over the place climbing things. By 18 months, which is about 2.5 years, 18, toddlers' balance become more stable and they can move more easily on their feet around objects and begin walking backwards. You see now? Sideways, in circles, even running. So walking backwards is not something that just comes because you're walking. Walking sideways is also something that the child has to grow as well as running. But again, you can see that at this point, this child is not able to kick a ball. You give them a ball, either we are ball or you don't have any other thing and you will think one. This ball has a unity. It's because that combination of muscles is not very good. And near the end of their second year, toddlers begin to develop complex gross motor skills, such as throwing objects for a distance and kicking. So kicking and throwing objects for a distance is something that is not going to come when the child knows how to walk backwards, walking in circles, walk sideways. It's something that you really have to grow at the end of the second year. So you give them a ball, they miss it, but then eventually they kick it. By 24 months, they can jump in place and balance. They can jump in a place and balance one foot for a period and then begin pedaling their first exercise. When you go home and you have a child who is less than 24 months, try to make them lift one foot off the ground. It's not going to be possible. They are stable when their feet are like that. But beyond 24 months, they are able to lift one foot and stand on one foot. But below that, these kids are not able to balance on one foot. And even if you can have a lot of money, 1.5 years, they won't be able to do it because physically they haven't grown. But at 24 months, they should be able to now start succeeding. At the end of the second year, toddlers are very mobile and can run, walk quickly from one place to another. That's physical development. So if you can be asked to explain the physical development of a toddler, that's what I am expecting. Explain the cognitive development at that stage. How is their mind developed? How has it developed? So babies are not only growing physically, but during the first 2 years of life, they also grow mentally. Meaning to say, while physical growth and change is easily observed, okay? They were small, now they're getting bigger, they're getting fatter, they're able to hold their head, they're able to run, they're able to jump, get back on the chair. These mental cognitives cannot easily be traced. However, you can notice by specific characteristics. So, how you measure cognitive development depends on the things that the child or that the toddler is now able to do eventually after the study. Because if you tell me about physical motor skills, you're supposed to explain what you're going to explain. Not about it. So if I would want, they're not to see anything never. How many times explain the concept of the way it works in the direction of it? So in other words, I am simply trying to explain on the domain. In other words, what we are talking about the other side is so alright, so while physical growth and change is easily observed and measured in precise terms, or in exact terms, such as inches or weight, change in the cognitive is a little harder to determine here. Therefore, know about mental and cognitive development based on careful observation and the processes that the child is now trying to put across. And according to Piaget, newborns interact with their environment entirely through reflective behavior. They do not think about what they are going to do, but rather follow their instincts and involuntary reactions to get what they need: food, air, and attention. I cry when I cry, they attend to me. I am hungry when I want food, what do? I cry. I cry, they attend to me. What is happening? They are using their voluntary reactions. And the other believes that as babies begin to grow and learn about their environment through their senses, they begin to engage in intentional, goal-directed behavior. When we say intentional, goal-directed behavior, we are talking about a child does a behavior because they know that when I do this, this happens. It means thinking has started happening. When I fake falling, then I start crying, somebody is going to run and kick me. So at this point, what do I want? I want someone to kick me. What do I do? Let me slow down and start crying. I fall, someone comes and picks me up, my goal has been achieved. So intentional goal-directed behavior. I am going to just run around because I want to attract people's attention. It looks like everybody sees the people they are doing, but they are not showing to me. What do I do? This time I am going to make sure I do something to attract their attention so that they take care of me. They do that and it happens. I cry, they do this. So such kind of behavior shows that in the mind of a child, they have started thinking. In other words, they begin to think about what they want to accomplish, how to accomplish it, and then they do it. So for them to come to this point, it means something in the brain has started happening. So this is how now you know that there is a cognitive development. At this point, that's also when the children develop what is known as object permanence, which is the ability to understand that something exists even though they can't see it. What is happening? In the early days, when the mother was going out, the child would cry like nobody is listening. Because my mom is going away, and for them, this mother is not coming back for me. So they will cry just as an old person cries to someone who is dead. Because we know when we bury them, they are not coming back. So at this stage, the child is not feeling the same. But as they grow, they come to what is known as object permanence, whereby they don't know so the mother goes like, bye, I'll see you, and then they go like, see you later. Why? Object permanence. They know when they go, they come back. What is happening? The brain has started thinking that cognitive development. So how can you explain cognitive development in a child? When the child develops object permanence. Why? Two, when the child also has got intentional behavior to accomplish what they want. So these two milestones, goal-directed behavior and object permanence, are the highlights and the major accomplishments of cognitive development. Okay? Yeah, so given a chance to explain that, then you need to explain it too, for you to know that the child is developing. There is also another theory or psychologist that says when the child starts lying, for a parent, it is time to celebrate to say the child is growing up. It is a bad habit, yes, but it is a sign that there is some growing that is happening. What is happening? They have done something bad and they are reporting to their parents, but they are lying. Why? They don't want to be beaten, they don't want to be punished. So the brain is busy trying to put things in place. If I do this, it will end up in this. If I don't want to end up here, then therefore let me do this. That's the sign that the child is developing, and the child is also thinking. Problem-solving skills, all that is part of science. that parents or teachers would be able to notice that the child is growing. Let us consider this is now emotional part or the social development part. So you will see that the emotional part in the other one has been embedded. So here we have got language, social, emotional, physical, and cognitive. But when we are talking about this one, we don't have the language part. Babies can feel interest, distress, doubt, and happiness from birth, and can communicate these through facial expressions and body position. When a baby is distressed, you can see. When they are disgusted, you can also see. Infants begin showing a spontaneous social smile around 2 to 6 years. But babies smile anyway. They immediately whatever happens. But I don't think that one is a smile. It's something to do with the muscles. But a normal smile starts around 2 to 3 months, where the child now shows their emotions. Between the ages of 2 and 6 months, they express other feelings such as anger, sadness, surprise, and fear. So you bring them a toy, they'll be scared. They don't like it. A 2-3 month old baby, you bring in a toy, there's nothing, there's no emotion in it. Sometimes when you move your hand across the face, you see that they're not following the hand. But around 2 to 6 months, you give them a bear, you sometimes find them crying because they're scared of it. What is it? It's an emotion that has built out of it. Sometimes they will get clingy to it, they don't want to part with it every time they want it. What is happening? There is an emotion that has developed within that particular child. And between 5 to 6 months, they can begin to exhibit stranger anxiety. Alright. No one outside our family is supposed to pick me. So they will say no to strangers. Sometimes they will go into their hands, a minute later they want to go back to their parents or their caregivers. 10 to 10 months, they start to experience separation anxiety when separated from their primary caregiver. So what is happening? There is an emotional development that is taking place. Around 9, so you may see that the moment the mother comes back, the baby is very. Around 9 months, they may show displeasure or sadness. Between 9 to 10, they are highly emotional. They go from intense happiness to sadness, frustration, anger, pity. So here is the baby that you have removed because they were playing on a socket, and you remove them from there and they cry like nobody is doing. Immediately you do something to them, they stop and they start laughing immediately. From one extreme emotion to another extreme emotion. That is the child, but not you the first. When they were 2 days later, that's when she is going to become lady. So, if you guys go to the Bible, it says, this woman a woman, this is what they need. Because the same time mother on me, they will cry and be mad at you. The next minute they go come. What is happening? From sadness to happiness. Just in a moment. And I need to make sure that people touch you, they are all thinking. That's an emotional growing. This emotion is instability. Even though as the level develops in the media, so the emotions around the 11 months. So, as during this period, they have got so wild emotions. But as they're getting towards 11 months, there is kind of a stability of their emotions. Around 11 months, they kind of become stable in their emotions. But again, they start understanding other people's emotions. So when you close your eyes like that and then you want to start pretending as if you're crying, they will come and tell you, or they want to remove your hands and see whether you're really crying. You pretend as if something hurt you, they will come and hold your finger, or they come and why? They are beginning to understand to say, not just me, but others also experience what I have experienced. So they start understanding others' emotions as they grow up in their life. So you can pretend to cry, they will come and all that kind of thing. And around the house, babies become aware of not only other people's expression, but also actual emotional state as well as distress. It is interesting to know that babies begin to exhibit jealousy at the end of the first year around age 4. Babies tend to be jealous. They don't want to share their feelings, they don't want to share their mom, they don't want to share their son. And if someone sits on their lap, belonging to their mother or their father, they are going to be jealous. So as toddlers move into the end of the second year, they continue to build on with the emotional progress they have already made. So it is very important that a child has to be exposed to a lot of stimulus that is going to bring in different kinds of emotions in them. Because the more exposed to different stimulus, the more they are going to experience these emotions, and then eventually they will grow in it. Between 7 and 8 months, separation anxiety means exercise as object permanently develop, and they understand the caretaker is goal, meaning they can't. This is also the point during which babies may use transitional objects such as stuffed animals, blankets to soothe and comfort themselves when the caretaker is not there. So you see that the child, wherever they are going, they are going to see there with them. What is this? That's a transitional object. Whereby in the absence of my mom, I can always play with this. In the absence of my mom, I can always get a pacifier for myself. In the absence of my memory, this is what I am going to do. What is it? They are using what I want as transitional object. The moment the mother gets in, the teddy bear is nowhere to see the next one is the mother. So, usually, they enter another emotional rocket time between the age of 15 to 18 months. During this time, they can be fretful and easily frustrated. Okay. They stabilize around 11 months. And then when they grow a bit more, they become also emotional. And they are so fretful and they can easily be frustrated. These are the times that you find in shows they are rolling on the ground or they are crying on top of their voices. Why? Because they have to be really what they want. I want this toy, I want this kid, I want to die, I want to sleep, I need this. I'm going to write the whole story. So the moment the parent stays low, they become so emotional and they become they throw temper tantrums. Either they are rolling or they are waving their hands or they are making noise or they are screaming. Around 21 months, let's spread food and go relax. So they are getting back again to a stability space. During this time, they may show signs of self-consciousness. Alright, they can't roll anymore in the shop because they are conscious. What am I doing? Everybody is they are on their feet. And if anything, they'll just cling to your leg or they'll start trying fighting. Why? Because now they are conscious, not like before. And when during certain tasks or trying anything new, they look for the caretaker support. The other time I was talking about, can I go to the toilet? And you go like, you just have to say, okay, go. Can I eat this? Can I do that? Can I play? So they are always seeking for approval from the caretaker. By 2, they show a wide range of emotions and becoming better at regulating and coping with their emotions. They can even fake some emotions in order to get what they want. Okay, I am sick, my head is spinning. What do you want? Should we give you medicine? You want to make I am feeling cold, not because they're feeling cold, but because they want to sleep with their parents. So they can fake it in other emotions to get exactly what they want. So, so, like I was saying, they went for and show behavior and playing her, even if they're adults, just to get attention. They will tell you, you look at the figure, there's nothing that has happened to the scene. So once they were told story, they're happy by it. That's the emotional part. And however, they will also still become upset at situations that disrupt their sense of control or alter their normal routine. So here is a child who has a normal routine. I sleep at this hour, I wake up, I eat, I sit there, I watch TV, and I do A, B, C, D. And then you all of a sudden you come to this child and they tell you, wake up, bath, let's go to school, and so on and so forth. When they come back, they eat, they sleep, watch TV. Instead of watching TV, they're telling you, go clean up, go pick up your toys. This child is going to be upset because this is not what I do, this is not how I do things. And around their second birthday, where genuine empathy appears, they become capable of recognizing when they have hurt someone somehow and capable of overcoming. Early childhood, 2 to 6 years, physical development. So, growth in physical development during 2 to 6 years of age is not as accelerated as experience in infant. In infants, the development is fast. During this time around, it slows rapidly. And a child begins to assume important proportions of the matter. So, you look at a 2-year-old and you look at a 6-year-old, you will discover that the 6-year-old is now looking like a proper little girl, moving about, miedo, and so on and so forth. And again, the leg grows faster, which just from the feet to the waist, it represents about half of one's head. The growth of the head is slow, and the growth of the trunk is intermediate. So this part of a person grows slowly, but from the waist going downwards, it grows very rapidly. And an average weight of a 3-year-old male child is about 22 pounds and 8 inches, while girls are a bit lighter and shorter. So the weight of girls and boys is somehow different. Why? I don't know. Maybe boys have got a lot of muscle. By the age of 5, the boy is about 3 inches and weighs about 43 pounds. The height and weight are affected by a number of various things, such as height, the parents, nutrition, illnesses. Are they being taken care of? Are their parents short? Nutrition-wise, what is happening? My father was very poor, very poor, very poor. My mom was very short. So in my family, it was 4 people, we were very short people. What is happening? They were affected by parents. In addition to size as well, child undergoes other physical and physiological changes, that is food and sleep. Their muscles develop at a very rapid speed. Larger muscles are far better developed than the small and fine ones. Physiological changes occur in respiration, the heart rate slows down, and the blood pressure goes up steadily. Meaning to say, the heart rate for children is faster, and the blood pressure is also somehow required. But at this point in time, the heart rate slows down, and the blood pressure goes up, the brain develops 90% of its other things. Now the question is, Galimana at 5 years, I'm a current 90% of other brain weight. Why is it that children do not behave the way they do when they have a brain? Why is it that they behave the way they do when they approach intelligence? Right, so at this stage, yes, they have got the weight of another brain, but in the brain there are connections that are possible. So these connections, the fibers in the brain are not yet connected, so that the person is be able to use the language, to analyze and all that. So some of these things, they are still things like that, and they are waiting for stimulation. If this child is not going to be exposed to light, they will grow without this part of brain growing. If another child, during their early period, they are exposed to a lot of languages, so this part of the brain is going to develop, and they will grow up knowing 6 full languages, and they will grow up having that ability to listen to a language and get it to know it in no time. So, during this time, it is very crucial for a parent to make sure that the brain of this child is stimulated in several areas. Give them math, give them languages, give them the social skills, allow them to grow from that. So by the end of the day, this child is going to have a brain wired program. So some of that are wired in our brains in the way the children will talk about it when the fact that they are even finding it hard to make. But you find that very young and what happened. They were exposed to that. Others were exposed to reading, and they are so good in reading words and all that kind of stuff. Right. So this is why we say the under 5 is very, very important in every child's life. Social development. A child is born in a social environment where his or her personal development is shared in a form that's not been known or the society. This can make a very difference. The social development of the child can be shaped in a form that's not been known or society. What does this mean? The first point. The first point. What do you mean?
Maybe, like, the child is going to social environment where or have a like maybe where the child is going. For example, she said that maybe the child is maybe like the family. We have maybe some behavior, like maybe bad behavior, maybe for example, a child will be doing a father will destroy that means the child also grows the same speed. Right, so what people do is
child is going to be. And again, if the child is growing up in a space where by the time the child goes inside and comes back, let's not forget to so they were having a but then this child is growing up. What are you teaching this child? This child is not going to trust you. They are not going to trust you. They will grow up not trusting you. So it may not be a very well sometimes, you know, sometimes by the time you give it back, that trust is also. So it manifests in several ways. I remember my brother when I was having a long and since then I'm so the society is going to shape each and every child according to the values that the society values. If they lie, this child is going to grow up without trusting. They can grow up loving. They can grow up in every way that you guys intend. So, the sense of trust and mistrust develops in children themselves and their environment. The feeling of autonomy develops in children. They begin to explore their environment independently. The social environment expands beyond home. What is happening? The feeling of autonomy develops in children. So, for starters, as they were still young, the mother is in the kitchen. It means the child is also somewhere within the kitchen playing. But then, as they grow up, you may discover that the mother is in the kitchen and the child is in the bedroom. What is happening? They are developing autonomy. They are now exploring their own environment. I would go, by the time you get there, you know, what is happening? They are busy exploring, they are growing up. You will also have to come up with taking find out how does this work and so on and so forth. And then when they go beyond that, they now start to say, okay, I think I know this house program. But I think there is also another house program. Then they start environment expands beyond home. I don't know because I want to know what is happening. The social environment expands beyond home. So, how do these products develop? Social environment expands beyond home. 1. 2. There is a feeling of autonomy that is developed. Why or how they start to explore their environment. But at the same time, there is a sense of trust and mistrust that develops within the child. And their personality their personality is shaped in accordance with normal life. So this is what we are calling social development. So you will also see that there is a point where children of both sexes they play together without discrimination. So they are boys, they are girls, they play together. But as they grow, you will also see that there is now that partition where boys are on one side, girls are also on one side. But they learn to cooperate with others and make friends who share interests and similar personality traits. Children take interest in fairy tales and animal stories. So you talk about Barbie, you talk about Dora, you talk about Ben 10 and all. So they are glued to the TV because they want to listen. They want to hear about that. And by the time they reach 3 to 6, now it is a product of social situation. They become now negligent. Because this is the ingredient. It is stated that the more the child is frustrated by others' experience, the more they get sick, which behavior is going to be. So, during this period, and for comfortable, they want to do things their way, and if an adult keeps telling them, no, this is how we do it, no, this is, they now grow up to be niggas. And at this point, girls are more dominated than boys in the same situation. So here is a group of boys and girls that are playing. You discover that it is a girl that will be taking the rules in these two boys in the story. So already at this stage, the girls have started acting like mothers. Oh, now we're going to play a hot sport. Now we're going to play cards. Now we're going to. But it is the girls that are making such kind of decisions. And the emotional part, when they are this age, emotions have the following effect on the developing individual. It gives us energy to face a particular situation in life. They work as motivators of our development. So, emotions can play an important role in life and contribute in the personal and social adjustment of the individual, provided they are directly emotional expression. So, if you don't feel anything, you can't do anything. When you are angry, that anger drives you to do something. You can be happy and do something. So, emotions give us the energy to face a particular situation. They work as motivators of our behavior. What you feel is going to drive you to do something. For you guys to come and study here, there must have been something that made you, or that propels you to come this far. When the emotions are too much, they disturb the mental equilibrium. You can't reason properly, you can't think properly. When you are very happy, you can do something. When you are very angry, you can also do something. So we are saying, highly emotional conditions disturb our mental equilibrium. Equilibrium is simply a balance. When you are angry, you can do something stupid and then later sit down and say, what did I do? What was I thinking? What were you thinking? It's because you were angry. Okay. Emotions serve as a media of communication between individuals and guide to the individual to modify in order to conform to the social standards. Emotional deprivation leads to personality maladjustment. It is only sober that we feel what we feel. Being happy is okay. Being sad is okay. If you are not feeling sad, if you are not feeling happy, if you are not expressing that, then you are not a normal person. It is very hard. That is why you may discover that sometimes people kill themselves because they didn't have a time or a chance to express their emotions. I had a teacher, I don't know if you remember this class, I said she could stand in front. She was not smiling, she was not sad, she was not happy, she was not anything. And 5 years later, we went to that another seat. But eventually, another seat is it's not really, it's about that. Eventually, another seat is not happy. So she could stand in front and teach and not even smile, not even nothing, no emotion. You are making no issue, she's not going to do anything about it. So this is we have got two slides to go through. You see that's one of the the following emotional characteristics develop in children. Emotions are frequent. They are expressed in relation to the concrete object. They are temporary. It means that the child shifts his emotions very rapidly. And again, for example, a child of 3 years who is given a topic and becomes happy. Emotional expressions in early childhood are intense, irrespective of the intensity of the stimulus. What does that point mean? What does that point mean? The first one. What does this mean?
What?
The first point. What do you understand? Emotional expressions in early childhood are intense, irrespective of the intensity of the stimulus. Okay. If I am going to throw something at you, would you react according to how you are felt? But if I throw the same thing to an outward, and you're like, there are times a mother would run from one room to another about what has happened because some child was in a whole world. But when they go there, they will be sort of, no matter what happened. In the moment that you really identify what is happening. The intensity of reaction or the expression of the emotion is not equal to what has caused them to do that. So I'm not so okay. The right way is I'm on the yeah. So the emotional expression moves with the leader one did and that's why you're crying. So you find them sad, you find them happy, so the way they express their emotion is not equal to what has caused that kind of emotion. Most of the time it is exaggerated. So children fail to hide their emotions by expressing indirectly through different activities like crying, nail biting, tongue sucking, and speech difficulties. So you may find a child who is sucking their tongue. They are biting their nails because maybe they are shy and they can't express it. Or they are crying because they are sad, someone has done something to them and they can't express it. Emotions change in strength. Emotions which were very strong at a certain age become weak as the child grows, while the others which were weak become stronger. So as the child is progressing in life, some emotions are going to get bigger, others are going to get smaller. So this change may be due to change in drive strength, child intellectual development, and changes in interest and values. So something that used to make him cry may no longer be in a position to make him cry, and therefore that emotion is going to get more. But again, how that child is developing intellectually they will actually go like, I don't think I'm supposed to react to this. I don't think I'm supposed to feel for this. But this is the child who is now balancing their emotional state. But again, if what was making them feel that has changed the intensity, it is also going to reflect the change of the emotions that is going to awaken. Okay, if you are listening, can you tell me point number 3, what does it mean? Point number 3 of what you want. What does it mean? Alright, is there anything you want to talk about or what you have covered even before today? And you want to say, I think you want to explain to me some more or find time for us. Not when you can call it. We can call it the same. Tomorrow I have a class. Okay. The other thing that I can do is you want to but if you happen to be here tomorrow, what is the team? Let's just not now. Yeah.